that those who want to deposit their money and put that 2,000 directly inside their bank account can also be done. So here there are two options that are being given to people. That is, one, they can exchange their notes and get currency in return, that is in lower denomination, be it 200 or 500. And the other option is to deposit that money directly in their accounts, which is being done through the kiosk facility.
Good evening, hello and welcome. You're watching CNN News 18. This is Nation at 5 with me, Poonam Burde. And the big story we're tracking at this hour is the mega face-off that has erupted over the inauguration of the new Parliament building. Remember that inauguration happens in 4 days from now. That happens on Sunday. But there is a big opposition versus government war that has now broken out over that inauguration, especially over the fact that the Prime Minister is going to be inaugurating it. Calling out the Modi government, Congress Chief Mallikarjun Kharge accused the centre of repeatedly disrespecting propriety by not inviting the president to the inauguration. The Congress and many others within the opposition came out and said that it's not for the Prime Minister to be inaugurating the new Parliament building. It should be the president of the country. That allegation has now been retorted by none other than Union Minister Hardeep Singh Puri, who is in charge of the entire Central Vista project, of overseeing that project as the Urban Development Minister. He's now hit out at the Grand Old Party, saying that the party has a habit of raking up controversies where none exist. He even claimed that the Prime Minister is the head of the government and leads the Parliament on behalf of the government, which is why he is well within his rights to unveil the new Parliament.
कुछ ऐसे मौके आते हैं, मैं समझता हूं हमारी इतिहास में, जब हम सबको इकट्ठा होके किसी चीज को सेलिब्रेट करना चाहिए. मैं सिर्फ पार्लियामेंट की बात नहीं करूंगा. पार्लियामेंट इज ऑल्सो अ वेरी बिग ओकेजन. अब देखिए हमारे प्रधानमंत्री जी, अब वो बहुत सक्सेसफुल G7 समिट हुई उनकी, उसके बाद वो साउथ पैसिफिक आइलैंड में गए, पोर्ट मोरिसबी. आपने देखा होगा जब वहां पे एयरपोर्ट में उनका रिसेप्शन हुआ तो किस वार्मथ और अफेक्शन के साथ हुआ. एक व्यक्ति हैं, ही ऑल्सो ट्राई टू रन फॉर प्रेसिडेंट. ही सेड मेरे को पता लग गया वो कहा, मैं वहां से लोकसभा इलेक्शन लड़ूंगा. यू नो, टंग इन चीक. ये पार्लियामेंट सिमिलरली इट्स अ कॉज फॉर सेलिब्रेशन. जहां तक मुझे याद आता है 87 की 15 अगस्त 87 में राजीव जी जब प्रधानमंत्री थे, उन्होंने पार्लियामेंट लाइब्रेरी की. ये होमवर्क करते नहीं अपना.
The Congress does not do its homework, says the Union Urban Development Minister Hardeep Singh Puri. He is the man in charge of overlooking this entire project, the Central Vista project, under which the new Parliament building has been built and which is going to be inaugurated on Sunday. Pallavi, my colleague and senior editor, joining us for more perspective on this. Now, Pallavi, is this just old politics over the new building? Because these are the allegations that have been made ever since the groundbreaking ceremony had happened for the new Parliament.
That's right. In December 2020, when that Bhumi Pujan had taken place, opposition parties, particularly the Congress party, had skipped in on the ground that it was a completely unnecessary expenditure, and why do we need to go in for it? This time down for the opposition parties, and I would say the focus is largely on the Congress, and the point that they're raising is that why is it that the Prime Minister is inaugurating it? In fact, the Congress president has played the Dalit SC/ST card by saying that the former president Ramnath Kovind has been given a miss. Similarly, the present president Draupadi Murmu.
एजेंसीज, इसी के लिए हम लोगों ने आपस में बैठे बातचीत किए, और जो सुप्रीम कोर्ट वर्डिक्ट देने का बाद भी जो ऑर्डिनेंस लेके आया सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट दिल्ली गवर्नमेंट के खिलाफ में, हमारा पार्टी के लिए, मैं सब पार्टी को अपील करेंगे कि अगर हर पार्टी हम एक साथ में ऑपोजिशन हो सकता है, दिस इज द मौका है, तो एक बहुत बड़ा मैसेज जाएगा देश के लिए कि हम बीजेपी को राज्यसभा में हरा सकते हैं, तो ऑर्डिनेंस भी जा सकता है. ये बीजेपी को हराने के लिए 24 से पहले एक बहुत मौका मिल गया. हमारा पार्टी से हम डिसाइड किया है, हम ये ऑर्डिनेंस को विरोध करेंगे और हम सुप्रीम कोर्ट का पास हम इसको जस्टिस मांगेंगे. अभी हम अरविंद जी को दे रहा है माइक, अरविंद जी बोलेंगे, इसके बाद मान जी भी है. इसका बाद अगर आपका लोगों का कोई क्वेश्चन है तो जरूर हम लोग कोशिश करेंगे.
सबसे पहले मैं दीदी को बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया अदा करना चाहता हूँ इतना वार्मली हम लोगों को वेलकम किया, इतना प्यार, हमेशा दीदी का प्यार मिलता रहता है हम लोगों को, हमारी बड़ी बहन की तरह है दीदी। आज कलकत्ता मेरा इसलिए आना हुआ क्योंकि आप सब लोग जानते हैं जब हमारी 2015 में सरकार बनी थी पहली बार दिल्ली में, जैसे ही हमारी सरकार बनी इन लोगों ने नोटिफिकेशन, केंद्र सरकार ने नोटिफिकेशन पास करके, एक नोटिफिकेशन, सिंपल नोटिफिकेशन पास करके दिल्ली की चुनी हुई सरकार की सारी पावर्स छीन ली कि हम किसी ऑफिसर की ट्रांसफर पोस्टिंग नहीं कर सकते, अगर कोई ऑफिसर गलत काम करे तो हम उसकी डिसिप्लिनरी प्रोसीडिंग नहीं कर सकते, ये सारी पावर हमसे छीन ली। 8 साल तक दिल्ली के लोगों ने संघर्ष किया, हम सुप्रीम कोर्ट गए। 8 साल के संघर्ष के बाद सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने हमारे पक्ष में ऑर्डर किया, दिल्ली की जनता जीत गई। लेकिन जैसे ही ऑर्डर आया सुप्रीम कोर्ट का, 1 हफ्ते के बाद इन्होंने ऑर्डिनेंस लाके जो सुप्रीम कोर्ट का ऑर्डर था उसको उन्होंने पलट दिया, और उस दिन पलटा जिस दिन सुप्रीम कोर्ट वेकेशन पे जा रहा था। इसका मतलब इनके दिल में काला था, इन्हें पता था कि अगर सुप्रीम कोर्ट होता तो अगले दिन उसके ऊपर स्टे लग जाता, तो इनका ऑर्डिनेंस गलत है। इन लोगों ने जिस तरह से डेमोक्रेसी का मजाक बना दिया है, जहां भी 3 तरीके से ये चुनी हुई सरकारों को तंग कर रहे हैं। एक, पहली चीज कि जहां पे बीजेपी की सरकार नहीं बनती वहां ये एमएलए खरीद के सरकार गिरा देते हैं उस पार्टी की और अपनी बीजेपी की सरकार बना लेते हैं। दूसरा, जहां बीजेपी की सरकार नहीं बनती वहां ये ईडी और सीबीआई को इस्तेमाल करके दूसरी पार्टी के एमएलए को डराते हैं, धमकाते हैं, उनको तोड़ लेते हैं और उनकी सरकार गिरा के बीजेपी की सरकार बना लेते हैं। तीसरा, जहां बीजेपी की सरकार नहीं बनती वहां कानून का गलत इस्तेमाल करके गवर्नर के जरिए ऑर्डिनेंस पास करके ये तरह तरह से उस नॉन बीजेपी गवर्नमेंट को काम ही नहीं करने देते। हमने वेस्ट बंगाल में भी देखा गवर्नर कैसे तंग कर रहे हैं, हमने वहां भी देखा, पंजाब में भी देख रहे हैं, जो पूरे तमिलनाडु में देख रहे हैं, तेलंगाना में देख रहे हैं किस तरह से गवर्नर तंग कर रहे हैं। और अब दिल्ली के अंदर इन्होंने जो किया वो तो बिल्कुल ही जनतंत्र के खिलाफ है।
देश की जनता को ये देख के अब इस अहंकारी सरकार को हटाना चाहिए। तो एक तो मैं दीदी का शुक्रिया अदा करना चाहता हूँ कि राज्यसभा के अंदर इन्होंने कहा कि हम सपोर्ट करेंगे, और मैं समझता हूँ कि अगर राज्यसभा में ये बिल गिर जाता है तो ये एक तरह से सेमीफाइनल हो जाएगा 2024 का। और मैं अब भगवंत मान जी को रिक्वेस्ट करता हूँ।
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। सबसे पहले ममता दीदी, मैं पहली बार बंगाल में आया हूँ और इतना इन्होंने हमें मान सम्मान दिया और उसके लिए मैं धन्यवाद करता हूँ।
आपका नाम भी तो मान है।
थैंक यू। और सेंट्रल हॉल में बहुत बार मिलते रहे। लोकसभा में जब मैं था तो बहुत से गलत जो बिल आते थे उनका मिलके तृणमूल कांग्रेस के साथ मिलके हम उसका विरोध करते रहे, वेल में भी जाते रहे और हम बहुत से बिलों को वापस भी करवाते रहे। और जिस कमेटी का मैं मेंबर था उसके चेयरमैन जो थे सुदीप जी वो उनके चेयरमैन थे, तो एफसीआई और पब्लिक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन। सो बंगाल और पंजाब का बहुत जो रिश्ता है वो बहुत मजबूत है। आज़ादी का संघर्ष जब चलता था तो बंगाल और पंजाब का आपस में शहीद आजम भगत सिंह भी लाहौर से सीधा कोलकाता आते थे और यहाँ से उनके जो जितने भी आज़ादी के परवाने थे उनके साथ मीटिंगें चलती थी। अभी भी पंजाब से बहुत बड़ा नाता है क्योंकि बहुत भारी संख्या में पंजाबी जो हैं वो बंगाल में रहते हैं। ट्रांसपोर्ट का बिजनेस है, दूसरे बिजनेस हैं। तो जैसा कि अरविंद जी ने बताया, ये लोकतंत्र को अपने पक्ष में करने के लिए कोई भी तरीका अपनाने लगे हैं सेंटर सरकार वाले। यहाँ तक कि मेरी 117 में से 92 एमएलए, बहुत बड़ा मैंडेट है, फिर भी मुझे अपने बजट सेशन को जो है चलाने के लिए सुप्रीम कोर्ट जाना पड़ा। सुप्रीम कोर्ट से ऑर्डर है कि राज्यपाल रोक नहीं सकता, बजट सेशन चलना चाहिए। इस लेवल तक हमें तंग करते हैं। तो अगर दिल्ली में भी तंग करते हैं, अभी स्टालिन जी की हमारे पास चिट्ठी आई कि हमें हमारे बिल नहीं पास हो रहे। केरला के जो चीफ मिनिस्टर उनकी चिट्ठी आई कि पास नहीं होने दे रहे, 2-2 साल से जो है वो बिल पड़े हैं गवर्नर हाउस में। तो मैं ये कहना चाहता हूँ आपके सामने, अगर 30-31 गवर्नर और एक प्रधानमंत्री ने देश चलाना है तो करोड़ों अरबों रुपया चुनाव पे क्यों खर्च रहे हैं? 30-31 गवर्नर और एक प्रधानमंत्री चला लें मुल्क को, देश को। फिर लोकतंत्र का अभी बाहर जाके, विदेशों में जाके ये लोकतंत्र का बहुत ढिंढोरा पीटते हैं कि देश सबसे बड़ा बिगेस्ट डेमोक्रेसी इन द वर्ल्ड, लेकिन जब यहाँ आते हैं तो जाके देखते हैं कि किसी को काम नहीं करने देते। अगर आप इलेक्शन नहीं जीते तो बाई इलेक्शन से जीत जाते हैं। मध्य प्रदेश में भी ऐसा किया, कर्नाटक में भी ऐसा किया था और गोवा में भी ऐसा किया था। दिल्ली में मतलब एलजी मीन्स गवर्नमेंट, ऐसा इस लेवल तक की वर्डिंग जो है लोकसभा में पास करवाई है, एलजी मीन्स गवर्नमेंट। तो फिर आप इलेक्शन जो होती है, जो करोड़ों लोग इलेक्शन में जो लाइनों में लग के अपने पसंदीदा एमएलए, विधायक और मुख्यमंत्री को चुनते हैं, तो वो उनके लिए, वो किसके लिए वोटिंग कर रहे हैं? तो ये मजाक बना रखा है डेमोक्रेसी का। तो ममता दीदी का बहुत धन्यवाद इसलिए भी कि इन्होंने बहुत लड़ाई लड़ी है, बहुत बड़ी बड़ी लड़ाइयाँ लड़ी हैं और जीती हैं, सफलतापूर्वक लड़ाइयाँ लड़ी हैं इन्होंने। चाहे वो इलेक्शन हो, चाहे वो सीबीआई की रेड्स का मामला हो, चाहे ईडी का मामला हो, तो हम लोग इकट्ठे होकर देश को बचाने का सवाल पैदा हो गया, लोकतंत्र को बचाने का सवाल पैदा हो गया। तो पार्टियां आपस में बहुत से पॉलिटिकल जब विचारक मतभेद होंगे, लेकिन अगर देश रहेगा तो हम पार्टियां रहेंगे ना। अगर 24 में ये संविधान बदलने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, हर रोज ही कोशिश करते हैं संविधान बदलने की, तो देश के संविधान को खतरा पैदा कर दिया इन लोगों ने। इतने सत्ता की भूख हो गई, या इतना ये अहंकारी हो गए, जैसा अरविंद जी ने बताया। लेकिन हमारे पंजाबी में कहावत है कि हंकार दा सिर नीवा होता है, हंकार हमेशा हारता है और भगवान भी हंकारी बंदे की जो है वो हेल्प नहीं करता। हम लोग सच्चे लोग हैं, हम लोग देशभक्त लोग हैं, अपने अपने फील्ड को छोड़ के हम राजनीति में आए हुए हैं और हम चाहते हैं देश नंबर 1 बने दुनिया में। लेकिन वो तभी बनेगा जब सच्ची नीयत वाले लोग जो है वो आगे आएंगे। तो मैं आज जो ममता दीदी ने कहा कि इस ऑडियंस का विरोध करेंगे, डट के विरोध करेंगे राज्यसभा में, उससे हमारा हौसला बढ़ा है और हम चाहते हैं कि जो सारे जहां से अच्छा हिंदुस्तान हमारा, वो वाला नारा जो है वो देखने में भी, ग्राउंड में भी देखने को मिले। बहुत धन्यवाद।
इज देयर एनी क्वेश्चन? 4-5টার বেশি না, থান্ডার স্টর্ম হচ্ছে কিন্তু ওদের ফিরে যেতে হবে। হ্যাঁ, একটা প্রশ্ন আছে, আমি প্রশ্ন ইংরেজিতে করছি এখানে। ইয়েস, ইউ হ্যাভ অলরেডি প্রপোজড ওয়ান। না, ইউ টেল মি ফার্স্ট ফ্রম হুইচ মিডিয়া? Didi, this is Safi from Deccan Herald newspaper. Deccan Herald. Okay. You have already proposed 1:1 fight against the BJP, and interactions have started between opposition parties. How long can it take for a coalition to take place? और अरविंद जी, आपके लिए मेरा एक सवाल है कि आप अभी ट्वीट कर सुबह आप निकले हैं कि ये लड़ाई केवल दिल्ली वालों की लड़ाई नहीं है, इसमें सबके साथ की अपेक्षा करता हूं। आज से देश भर में निकल रहा हूं, तो इस अपेक्षा में क्या कांग्रेस शामिल है? और मनीष जी का जो दुर्व्यवहार का मामला है उसमें दिल्ली पुलिस ने क्लैरिफाई कर दिया है कि ये दुष्प्रचार है। धन्यवाद।
पहले मैं अपने क्वेश्चंस का जवाब दे देता हूं कि जैसा अभी एग्जांपल्स दिए, दिल्ली में इन्होंने ऑर्डिनेंस लाके सुप्रीम कोर्ट के जजमेंट को पलट दिया। सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने 8 साल की लड़ाई के बाद दिल्ली के लोगों को न्याय दिया था। 8 साल की लड़ाई के बाद दिल्ली के लोगों को उनका हक मिला था और 1 हफ्ते के 8 साल की लड़ाई के बाद इन्होंने 8 दिन के अंदर उसको ऑर्डिनेंस लाके पलट दिया, दिल्ली के लोगों को फिर से सड़क पे ला दिया। और ये केवल दिल्ली की लड़ाई इसलिए नहीं है क्योंकि वेस्ट बंगाल के गवर्नर भी वैसे ही करते हैं। पंजाब के गवर्नर अभी जो मान साहब ने बताया, आपको जान के आश्चर्य होगा, इस बार बजट सेशन बुलाने के लिए पंजाब के गवर्नर ने मना कर दिया कि बजट सेशन नहीं होगा। ऐसा हो सकता है जनतंत्र में? सुप्रीम कोर्ट जाना पड़ा पंजाब गवर्नमेंट को बजट सेशन बुलाने के लिए। तमिलनाडु के मुख्यमंत्री का मेरे पास लेटर आया, उन्होंने लिखा कि ढेर सारे बिल गवर्नर कई महीनों से लेके बैठे हैं। तेलंगाना के चीफ मिनिस्टर ने सुप्रीम कोर्ट में केस किया कि उनके 22 बिल गवर्नर लेके बैठे हैं। केरला के चीफ गवर्नमेंट जो है सुप्रीम कोर्ट में गई हो कि उनके वाइस चांसलर अपॉइंट नहीं। सारी गवर्नमेंट्स के अंदर वो तंग कर रहे हैं। कितनी सारी ऐसी गवर्नमेंट्स हैं जिनको उन्होंने गिरा दिया, या तो खरीद के और या उन्होंने डरा के सीबीआई ईडी भेज के। ये लड़ाई केवल मेरी लड़ाई नहीं है, ये लड़ाई 140 करोड़ लोगों की लड़ाई है।
That's the news briefing, a joint one at that of the Aam Aadmi Party and the TMC. Arvind Kejriwal is on a mission across the country to unite the opposition against the ordinance that the government has gotten. It's not just about optics, it's also about opposing this particular ordinance in the parliament. And Rajya Sabha is where the fight is going to be. And Arvind Kejriwal is uniting the opposition to stack up those numbers against the government and against their ordinance, giving the Delhi LG ultimate powers over transfers and postings of bureaucrats in the national capital. That is the new flashpoint between the BJP and the Aam Aadmi Party versus the opposition. Listen in to some of those reactions.
मीटिंग बहुत अहम मीटिंग है पूरे देश के लिए। 19 तारीख के ऑर्डिनेंस में केंद्र सरकार ने कहा कि हाँ, ये शक्ति राज्य को दी हुई है संविधान ने। हम एक ऑर्डिनेंस यानी कि एक एग्जीक्यूटिव ऑर्डर लाके उस शक्ति को छीन रहे हैं। ऐसा कैसे संभव है? अगर आप ये होने देंगे तो कल को तो ये भी हो सकता है कि बंगाल के लिए एक ऑर्डिनेंस आ जाए। ये तो अराजकता हो जाएगी पूरे देश के अंदर। मतलब फिर तो संविधान कुछ बचा ही नहीं। केंद्र सरकार अपना ऑर्डिनेंस लाके कुछ भी कर दे। ये जो है पूरे देश के लिए बहुत बड़ा खतरा है, बहुत बड़े खतरे के संकेत हैं। अगर ये हमने होने दिया तो केंद्र सरकार इस देश के अंदर प्रजातंत्र, फेडरलिज्म, स्टेट गवर्नमेंट्स सब खत्म कर देगी।
वक्त आने पर यारी तो सब करते हैं मेरे दोस्त, मजा तो तब है जब वक्त बदले पर यारी नहीं। इसको अगर कोई प्रतिबिंबित करता है तो वो कांग्रेस और आम आदमी पार्टी का रिश्ता उसको प्रतिबिंबित करता है। इसको कहते हैं फ्रेंड्स विद बेनिफिट्स, मतलब कि जब तक मेरा बेनिफिट है तब तक मेरी फ्रेंडशिप है। ये वही कांग्रेस पार्टी है जो आम आदमी पार्टी के नेताओं के खिलाफ जब कार्रवाई ईडी सीबीआई की होती है तो सबसे प्रथम पंक्ति में आकर पोस्टर चिपकाकर ताली बजाते हैं। तो आज ऐसे विषय पर जो संवैधानिक तरीके से सही है, जजमेंट के लिहाज से सही है, उस पर वो एकजुटता चाह रही है और कांग्रेस पार्टी ने अपनी फ्रेंड्स विद बेनिफिट वाली थियरी के आधार पर उनको नकारा है। तो मुझे लगता है ये दोनों का रिश्ता ही ऐसा अनोखा है।
Shifting focus now to the Prime Minister, who's on a 3-day visit to Australia. Today was his day 2, but day 1 of business, so to say, because today is when he met with top honchos, top corporate ones at that, in Australia. But the highlight of his day was the diaspora event that took place just a short while ago. Prime Minister Modi received a rousing welcome at the Kudos Arena at Sydney Olympic Park. He arrived in hand with the Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese. He addressed over 20,000 diaspora members, and his address, the Prime Minister emphasized on the relationship, the friendship and the ties that the two countries share and how they have been strengthened over the years. A mega cultural program showcasing India's rich cultural heritage was also held right before the Prime Ministers arrived. Prime Minister Modi will now be holding a bilateral meeting with his Australian counterpart tomorrow. The focus is going to be on trade, people-to-people exchange and boosting regional cooperation.
भारत और ऑस्ट्रेलिया के ऐतिहासिक संबंधों का विस्तार इससे कहीं ज्यादा बड़ा है। सबसे बड़ा आधार है म्यूचुअल ट्रस्ट और म्यूचुअल रिस्पेक्ट। दुनिया की सबसे बड़ी और सबसे युवा टैलेंट फैक्ट्री जिस देश में है वो है सही जवाब दे रहे हैं आप, वो है इंडिया। जिन संभावनाओं को तलाश रही है उसमें ये स्वाभाविक भी है। भारत हजारों वर्षों की जीवंत सभ्यता है। भारत मदर ऑफ डेमोक्रेसी है। भारत ने हमेशा अलग अलग देशों को एकजुट करने के लिए एक बाइंडिंग फोर्स की तरह काम किया है। अभी अभी जब तुर्की में भूकंप ने तबाही मचाई तब भारत ने ऑपरेशन दोस्त के द्वारा मदद का हाथ बढ़ाया। भारत अपने हितों को सबके हितों से जोड़कर देखता है। सबका साथ, सबका विकास, सबका विश्वास और सबका प्रयास, ये हमारी डोमेस्टिक गवर्नेंस का भी आधार है और ग्लोबल गवर्नेंस के लिए भी यही विजन है। भारत वो देश है जिसने कोरोना के संकट में दुनिया के 150 से ज्यादा देशों को उस संकट की घड़ी में दवाइयां भेजी। भारत वो देश है जिसने 100 से अधिक देशों को मुफ्त वैक्सीन भेजकर करोड़ों करोड़ों लोगों का जीवन बचाया। कोरोना के समय में आपने भी यहां जिस सेवा भावना से काम किया, वही हमारी संस्कृति की विशेषता है। हमारे बीच भौगोलिक दूरी जरूर है, लेकिन हिंद महासागर हमें आपस में जोड़ता है। हमारी जीवन शैलियां भले अलग अलग हो, लेकिन अब योगा ये भी हमें जोड़ता है। क्रिकेट से तो हम ना जाने कब से जुड़े हुए हैं, लेकिन अब टेनिस और फिल्में भी हमें जोड़ रही है। हमारे यहां खाना बनाने का तरीका भले अलग अलग है, लेकिन अब मास्टर शेफ हमें जोड़ता है।
In just my first year as Prime Minister, which I'm celebrating today, I have met the Prime Minister, my friend, 6 times. But absolutely nothing beats standing with him on a stage like this, looking out at this magnificent sea of faces. What an honour. And what a joy it is to get to welcome Prime Minister Modi here with all of you. I get to speak to some pretty big crowds as Prime Minister, but I have to say that the warmth and the energy here tonight is absolutely second to none. I said to my friend the Prime Minister before, the last time I saw someone on the stage here was Bruce Springsteen, and he didn't get the welcome that Prime Minister Modi has got.
I have the Shadow Minister Jason Wood here. Minister, how was the address? What did you think?
Absolutely incredible. Like the reception Prime Minister Modi had here was like a rock star. It was like a sports event. And the excitement he brought to the Indian community here in Australia, we greatly appreciate. But gee, and his passion, speaking there for 40 minutes, and the crowd was buzzing. Boy, I was excited. Most of it was in Hindi, but the English bits, really appreciated what he said.
He got the crowd going because he was outlining some facts. And one of the most important facts that he wanted to highlight is the digitization of the Indian economy. I want to understand from you, where do you think India and Australia can partner further? How can they engage as a country?
Well, that's a really good question. When you look at the mobile phonage use in the world, Australians overall use the most mobile phones per capita. And you look at the technology of the Indian community, and we're very lucky in Australia because we always know Indians are so good when it comes to IT, the entrepreneurs. Yeah. And we really appreciate our 700,000 Australian Indians. And it's just obvious, we're both democracies. You've got PM Modi leading the largest democracy in the world, and Australians, as you know, very passionate when it comes to Australia.
Thank you very much for your time.
Well, it's great to be here. Thank you.
It was good to hear a huge round of cheer even when the Prime Minister mentioned your name.
I could hear most things when he was speaking, but when everyone shouted out, it was very hard to hear. But it was an amazing event. The mood is electric. The beautiful community turned out and showed great respect. So I was really honoured to be here.
Let me ask you, the Prime Minister touched upon a few key issues. What did you think stood in? I know he was speaking largely in Hindi, but there were some key issues he spoke about. Where do you think India and Australia can engage further?
Well, I had the interpretation, so I heard most of the speech, and I thought it was an informed speech. I thought it showed he was connected with Australia. He understood where the opportunities were, education, environment, defence, security. There are many, many areas where we can continue to strengthen and deepen the relationship. This relationship has only just started, and we're on a ground floor, and we're going up in the lift at a fast rate. So the diaspora community here, the connections, the interconnectivity, the ability for direct flights, that is just going to bring our two worlds closer together. And there's no more trusted friend than Prime Minister Modi, and I'm just really pleased to be here. Thank you.
Are you sometimes surprised that he's got friends both sides of the alley?
He does, but I met with him in New Delhi about 18 months ago, and he was warm, engaging. He was very respectful, and he was very generous with his time. So it was great to meet him again tonight.
For me, it's amazing to see that, be it Liberal or Labour, there is some very clear aspects about where India-Australia relationships need to go. But let me ask you as LOP, what's the pressure point? What are you going to watch about what Prime Minister Albanese and his government are able to eke out of this conversation, this bilateral that's scheduled for tomorrow between India and Australia?
Well, I've got a bilateral meeting with Prime Minister Modi tomorrow, so we'll be having a discussion about a number of important topics for both of our sides. I think the Liberal Party, our values of hard work, of reward for effort, of family, all the values that Prime Minister Modi spoke about tonight, they're the values that we embody in our party, and that's why we have such a strong connection and respect for the Indian community, the diaspora community here, people of Indian heritage, the way in which they've integrated, that they've worked hard, that they've been successful. I think it makes all Australians very proud.
He made the mention of Guru Arjan Dev, and today is a very special day.
It is a very special day. It is the Shahidi Guru of Guru Arjan Dev Ji, and he remembering it itself is, you feel that you are so blessed to have a Prime Minister like this, who thinks about each and every culture, each and every person in the arena. He has thanked our, the Aboriginal people. He started with that. So there's nobody who is, as good as he is.
What I want to tell your viewers is Indians are united overseas. We are united for the development of India. We are united for a new India. We're going to do our part. We're going to do 200%. जो प्रधानमंत्री जी ने कहा, हम मित्र लेके भारत घूमने आए.
We were really sad to see that it's finishing. Very sad saying, but yes, there were a lot of promises, and I think there's a lot of good collaboration for coming years. So we are really excited about this. The triple Cs, the triple Ds, and the triple A's, and then God knows what else.
The triple M's. So what did you think of the Prime Minister's speech?
Amazing. As always, he has just mesmerized the whole crowd, and there was not even a single person moving away from their chair. It was constant support and encouragement to us Indian diaspora.
He's been running around non-stop, so the feedback good? Was it back to the rafters? Did everybody turn up?
Yeah, I think everybody turned up. They were, a beautiful atmosphere. We expected this to happen today. And I'm pretty sure that Prime Minister Modi was so happy.
Preparations are on in full swing. Let me just tell you, I've made my way into the Kudus Bank Arena, but I'm going to walk across and take you. And this is like raw and absolutely live, ladies and gentlemen. So bear with me if there is some disruption somewhere. So there's this beautiful Ganesha that's been set up, traditional Hindu and Indian style, that anything that starts for an auspicious beginning, there will be Ganesha. They have set it up beautifully with flowers, decorated it. The lamps are there. The oil will be put. I must also tell you that diaspora is coming from Perth, come from Brisbane, from Melbourne, and Adelaide. They're coming in buses, they're chartering planes, calling it Modi Airways, and then they're coming in. They'll all be walking in, but there is heavy security. and each of the groups of performers, nearly 400 performers, everybody is supposed to be walking in, and there are security checks. Very high, very intense security checks which are being made. People walking in, performers are there, they are getting ready. We'll try and go across and chat with some of the performers also very quickly. Let me first ask, are you all volunteers or are you all part of the performing troupe?
Volunteers.
Volunteers.
Volunteers. Yeah.
How excited are you? We're all live back in India on CNN News 18, early morning broadcast. How excited are all of you?
Oh, we are just waiting for it. We're waiting for it. It's like a wedding here. It's exactly the same. We are feeling as if the wedding is happening in our house. It's that feeling we have.
Yeah, it's the same chaos, and everybody's running around here.
Yes. It's at a higher level, but it's very exciting. Happy to be here.
Happy to be here. How long have you all been working on this?
Oh, it's been months, I think.
Several months.
Lots
of,
yes.
Lots of different groups, lots of different volunteers, all of our community organizations.
How many performers are there on stage?
There's 25 groups, I believe, that are performing.
25 groups, overall about 400?
Over, about,
more
I think
than
about
that.
600 individuals.
More than that, I think 600,
600 performers.
Yeah.
It's a bright and early start for all. Aren't you all tired doing this?
No, we are actually more energetic today.
More energetic?
Yeah, we have more energy than any day, actually.
Modi ji's in Sydney, so that energy is already reaching us. So,
I believe there are a lot of the Indian diaspora coming in from Adelaide, Perth, and all and Melbourne.
Yes.
We've got a, I think there's one chartered flight coming from Melbourne. There's also a bus coming down. Modi Airways. There's Modi Express, which is a bus coming down from Brisbane.
That's going to come in.
It should arrive soon. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and a lot of people have already come in yesterday as well from.
As well. Great.
And there was a few coming from New Zealand too,
Yeah,
right?
Coming in from New Zealand also.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Great. I'll let you get on with your jobs. I won't hold you. Let me go and see what's happening here. Come. Let's see. We are not going to intrude in your getting ready, but look at them. Lovely Odissi outfits and Bharatnatyam. So these are the performers. Ma'am, you're live on television. That's what it is. So you're all live. So why don't all of you come together? I see all of you dressed in different outfits.
Yes. Yeah.
So multicultural performance.
Yeah, it's multicultural performance. Everybody is from other different.
This is Bandana Cultural School, Sydney, and myself.
आप लोग क्या करने वाले हैं?
Yeah, so myself, Dr. Tanima Banerjee, I'm the team leader, and we are presenting today Unity in Diversity, and they are from different states, so we are bringing the whole India over here.
India.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's see all.
All states you can see.
तो एक करके आप सबके लिबास मुझे बताइए. आपका तो
I'm presenting Gujarati.
Gujarati.
Yes.
Lovely. Colorful outfit. आप क्या पहन रही हैं?
Uttar Pradesh, Kathak.
कथक करने वाली हैं आप. And उत्तर प्रदेश, lovely outfit.
मैं कश्मीर से हूँ. कश्मीर की गली. I'm Kerala costume is this.
Mohiniyattam.
Yes, Mohiniyattam.
Mohiniyattam. Okay.
मैं पंजाब represent.
गिद्दा करने वाले हैं.
Yes.
वाह, क्या बात है. And what are you performing?
Yeah, I'm from Assam. Yes.
So you're going to do a little bit of the bihu.
Bihu dance.
Can I? What are you performing?
I'm also Gujarati.
Oh, Gujarati. I'm feeling a little shy. What about you, ma'am?
I'm from Tamil Nadu, doing Bharatnatyam. I'm doing representing Odissi. That's right.
And what are you going to be doing?
So I'm taking the spiritual. So I'm taking whole people towards spirituality.
Prime Minister Narendra.
Welcome back. The Kerala Travancore Devansam Board has now issued a notice banning RSS shakhas from Hindu temples. The TSB has threatened strict action against the RSS as well. This notice is a reiteration of their earlier stance, and they say that use of temple properties and assets should not be used for holding mass drills like the RSS does. Like I said, it's a reiteration of their earlier notice. A similar one had come to the fore in 2021 as well, that said that nothing other than temple rituals and festivals should be allowed on temple premises. The board has reportedly noted that RSS branches continued to function despite that order in 2021, which is why they've now come out and reiterated it. The Congress has now come out and backed this decision of the temple board of the left parties. The BJP, of course, up in arms.
The Travancore Devasam Board has now issued a circular. They had earlier also issued in 2021, but now they have said that no RSS drills or any kind of activities should happen in temple premises under them, and if officials don't follow that, action will be taken against them. How would you respond?
even though they have issued a circular in 2021 that has been violated by the RSS. RSS and Sangha Parivar organizations are spreading hatred among the people. Now they are using the temple grounds and temple premises for their drill and other exercises. This is very unfortunate. It cannot be used. Temples are the premises they are using. That it should be prevented. I am supporting the decision and the circular issued by the Travancore Devasam Board. Wherever the premises of temples or churches or mosques are using for these type of drills or any other exercises, it should be prevented, no doubt at all. We are against the majority communalism as well as the minority communalism. Both should be prevented, no doubt.
Travancore Devasam Board has now issued a circular again, though they had initially issued in 2021. Now they are saying that this RSS drills will not be allowed, or any kind of activities other than temple rituals and customs and temple festivals. Nothing will be allowed in the temple premises. How do you respond to this?
The activity of Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh RSS started in 1925. For the last 98 years. The Sangha work is going on very perfectly in our country, and all the Swayamsevaks and the activities of RSS is law-abiding citizens, and the Sangha Shakhas are going on according to all the rules and regulations prevailing in this country. Shakhas and activities of RSS is going on according to the laws and rules prevailing in these countries. If anything against that thing happens here, the government can take an action. For the last so many years, the LDF CPM government is giving the such circulars and they are withdrawing. It is only to influence some vote banks.
The latest circular by the Kerala Devasam Board clearly proves the point that Hindus need to control their own temples. When no other religious community has their institutions controlled by the government, why only Hindu temples? Kerala Devasam Board is clearly manned by people who are irreligious, so-called secular, have no sense of dharma, because even gods of Hindus carry weapons. But RSS does not carry weapon. That itself is a false premise. They have alleged that RSS offices are storehouse of weapons. In all their life from 1947 till now, they have not been able to prove it. But despite this, they are making the allegation.
Is a very eminent Hindu cultural organization. It is unfortunate to ban or alienate anyone from being in Hindu temples, whether it be RSS or NSS or SNDP or KPMS or Brahmin organization. We should be welcoming everyone to the temple and encouraging them to be a part of the temple ecosystem rather than alienating, banning and pushing them away. I strongly disagree with the Travancore Devasam Board, which is controlled by CPM, Communist Political Party, in their particular notification against temple being a space for any kind of cultural activity, including RSS. So we should be encouraging, welcoming everybody to be a part of it. Temple ecosystem is for Hindus, just like our Christian Muslim brothers, where mosque and church are central to their social life. Hindu temples should be central to our life too.
Moving on now, it's day 2 of the G20 meeting that's being held in Jammu and Kashmir. There are about 60 delegates from several G20 nations that are part of this event. It's going to go on up till tomorrow. Kashmir Valley has been decked up for the summit, and the inauguration of the 3rd G20 Tourism Working Group was held. Jammu and Kashmir Lieutenant Governor Manoj Sinha addressed the delegates at the inaugural session. He said that the new era in the Union Territory has now opened up possibilities for growth and for peace. The main focus of this meeting is going to be on tourism, cinema and investments, with the aim to promote film tourism. Delegates were yesterday showcased the art and craft of Kashmir, following which they enjoyed a shikara ride at the Dal Lake as well.
Today is a day 2nd of the G20 meeting on tourism in Kashmir. My VJ will show you that several delegates are sitting right there and are getting a presentation about what Kashmir has to offer in terms of film tourism, because that is something which the government is keenly looking upon to promote the overall economy of Jammu and Kashmir, and also open a window for tourism related movies in Kashmir, and we can see right there several delegates who have come from different parts are getting a brief about it. There is also high media presence in this event, and the government wants to showcase the single window system that they have offered to delegates, and under which they can easily come here and make their movies, because that is one such sector which the government at the center has also been focusing, that they could make India a destination for promoting of movies. At the same time, if you look at the security, strict security arrangements are in place to ensure the safety and security of these delegates on the day 2. Today there will be different sessions, and then they'll all be interacting with the Lieutenant Governor of Jammu and Kashmir, Manoj Sinha.
I have been informed that 59 delegates from 27 countries are participating in the G20 meeting at Srinagar, and it is a reflection of India's strength and our ancient values of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. कुल मिलाकर पिछले फाइनेंशियल ईयर में इस सेक्टर ने सकल घरेलू उत्पाद में जीडीपी में लगभग 7% का योगदान दिया है। मैं पूर्ण विश्वास के साथ ये बात कह सकता हूँ कि माननीय प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी के मार्गदर्शन में जम्मू कश्मीर तेजी से अमन और तरक्की के रास्ते पर आगे बढ़ रहा है। होल ऑफ गवर्नमेंट अप्रोच के साथ पड़ोसी मुल्क द्वारा स्पॉन्सर्ड टेररिज्म के इकोसिस्टम को लगभग सफाया करने में हमने काफी हद तक सफलता पाई है। आज का जम्मू कश्मीर हड़ताल, अलगाववादी या पत्थरबाजों की भूमि नहीं है, यह शांति और समृद्धि की जमीन बन गई है। अब पूरे वर्ष स्कूल और कॉलेज खुले रहते हैं। हमारे नौजवान कैरियर पर पूरा ध्यान दे रहे हैं और अपने सपनों और आकांक्षाओं को पूरा करने की हर कोशिश कर रहे हैं।
Mr. Amitabh, you're the G20 Sherpa, and you have overlooked the entire process, and you're seeing that how things are progressing in terms of Kashmir tourism sector. How positive is it that you have drawn so many countries to Kashmir?
One, we are very happy that almost all countries except China have participated. This working group meeting in Kashmir has had the best possible response. Its response has been better than any other working group. All countries came in. 2 or 3 countries there, tour operators, travel agents have also joined us. So we are very, very delighted that the response has been overwhelming. But more than that, I think we've just finished the discussion on the tourism working group. The roadmap of G20 has been discussed. We've had overwhelming support from everyone. So that means that everybody has supported India's agenda for sustainable tourism, for tourism as a big job creator. And also yesterday's discussion on as a tourism, as a filming destination, using tourism to drive film shooting has had a very positive response.
There is only one country which has not participated. The rest of the G7 countries, as you said, are here. One country missing out. Is it their loss?
Out of all the working group meetings that I've spearheaded, this has had the best response. No other working group has had such a good response as Kashmir has had. Every country is present here other than China. And, 2-3 countries, their private sectors have come forward, tour operators, travel agents, many other people. So if China has not participated, it's participated in many other discussions during G20. We work together with every country. I'm sure China will participate in many other places. They are our partners in G20.
I think it was very well attended in terms of both participants, experts, and a lot of those who normally attend tourism working group meetings. Clearly, from what I can see, delegates have been very happy with the welcome, with the exposure to one of the most iconic tourism locations in our country, in Srinagar. They have had the opportunity to visit some of the places, the very, very famous Dal Lake, the Sher-e-Kashmir Convention Center, the Kashmir Golf Course, and many of the areas in the city.
I think what is most gratifying is that all the delegates, they are absolutely excited about the event, about the place, also about the agenda of the meeting. The Government of India is in the process of bringing out a national strategy document on film tourism, which is something unique. I think one of the first of its kind initiatives happening from the government sector. It's a very strange blend. We have the rich traditional heritage personified over here. At the same time, we have some of the most monumental infrastructural success stories written over here. And on the other hand, this is one of the most ancient seats of learning as far as Persian is concerned, Sanskrit is concerned.
बहुत बड़ा इवेंट है पूरे जम्मू कश्मीर के लिए। आज दूसरा दिन है डेलीगेट्स का। अच्छी बात है, इंटरनेशनल लेवल पे कश्मीर को प्रमोट किया जाएगा, क्योंकि सबको पता है यहाँ पे हालात ठीक नहीं रहे थे पिछले कुछ डिकेड से। अब लग रहा है इंशाल्लाह हालात यहाँ पे ठीक रहेंगे और कश्मीर को इंटरनेशनल लेवल पे प्रमोट किया जाएगा।
काफ़ी ज़्यादा एंथुसियास्टिक यहाँ पर लोग पहले से ही लग रहे थे, और जब से स्मार्ट सिटी के प्रोजेक्ट्स यहाँ पर शुरू किए गए और ये G20 का ही सब कुछ करना है, और हमें ये स्मार्ट सिटी भी मिल गई, स्मार्ट चीज़ें मिल गई, और काफ़ी ज़्यादा एक्सपेक्टेशंस जो लोगों के हैं वो काफ़ी ज़्यादा है। खासकर अगर हम टूरिज्म सेक्टर की बात करेंगे, हैंडीक्राफ्ट्स की बात करेंगे और दीगर शोबों की बात करेंगे, तो यहाँ पर काफ़ी ज़्यादा उन लोगों को एक्सपेक्टेशंस हाई है कि टूरिज्म यहाँ पर बूस्ट होगा, जो हैंडीक्राफ्ट्स है उसको ज़्यादा जो है हाई अप मिलेगा। तो काफ़ी ज़्यादा ऐसे शोबे हैं जिनको काफ़ी ज़्यादा एक्सपेक्टेशंस है।
It's time for a quick break here on this edition, but on the other side, we're going to get into details of all that's transpiring in our neighborhood, especially the political crisis that's happening in Pakistan. Do stay tuned for that.
The only one thing.
Did the little girl get to sing?
Yeah, she
sang. Where
she sang? Where she sang? She sang in front of Modi. The one thing I asked Modi was, Modi, we want a land for crematorium because this is happening, and we want a crematorium. Every Indian has to be sent back with respect. So that is not available, and he said he'll look into it, giving a land.
Look into it. So
yes,
given as a simple, something which we think is normal in India is something which is absent here, and you've asked for it.
Yes, exactly.
It's a crematorium.
One more thing, he made a point to meet each and everyone from the right to end. That is a very great leadership,
I'm a proud Gujarati coming from Modi's land. So a lot of Gujaratis are here as well.
Lovely. No, I think our friends from the Bora community were also there. I think you also shook hands. The Prime Minister met you guys. Was it good to meet him?
It was a very good pleasure meeting him and shake his hand. Thank you very much.
You said that it's how was it to meet the Prime Minister?
I was very much excited to see him for the second time here in Sydney, and we welcome him, and it is going to be a big day tomorrow with 20,000 people celebrating the...
You got this picture for him?
Yes.
He autographed it? He's autographed it. Oh, can I just show it? So this is a picture of the Prime Minister, and he's actually autographed it.
Well, the preparations are on in full swing. Let me just tell you, I've made my way into the Kudus Bank Arena, but I'm going to walk across and take you. And this is like raw and absolutely live, ladies and gentlemen. So bear with me if there is some disruption somewhere. So there's this beautiful Ganesha that's been set up, traditional Hindu and Indian style, that anything that starts for an auspicious beginning, there will be Ganesha. They have set it up beautifully with flowers, decorated it. The lamps are there. The oil will be put. I must also tell you that diaspora is coming from Perth, come from Brisbane, from Melbourne, and Adelaide. They're coming in buses, they're chartering planes, calling it Modi Airways, and then they're coming in, they'll all be walking in. But there is heavy security. And each of the groups of performers, nearly 400 performers, everybody is supposed to be walking in, and there are security checks. Very high, very intense security checks which are being made. People walking in, performers are there, they're getting ready. We'll try and go across and chat with some of the performers also very, very quickly. Let me first ask, are you all volunteers or are you all part of the performing troupe?
Volunteers.
Volunteers, yeah.
How excited are you? We're all live back in India on CNN News18, early morning broadcast. How excited are all of you?
Oh, we are just waiting for it. We're waiting for it. It's like a wedding here. It's exactly the same. We are feeling as if the wedding is happening in our house. It's that feeling we have.
Yeah, it's the same chaos, and everybody's running around here.
Yes. It's at a higher level, but it's very exciting. Happy to be here.
Happy to be here.
Yeah.
How long have you all been working on this?
Oh, it's been months, I think.
Several months.
Lots of
yes.
Lots of different groups, lots of different volunteers, all of our community organizations.
How many performers are there on stage?
There's 25 groups, I believe, that are performing.
25 groups, and overall about 400
over, but I
More
think
than
about
that.
600 individuals.
More than that, I think
More than
600.
that.
Yeah,
600 performers.
Yeah.
It's a bright and early start for all. Aren't you all tired doing this?
No, we are actually more energetic today.
More energetic.
Yeah, we have more energy than any day actually.
Modi ji is in Sydney, so that energy is already reaching us. So,
I believe there are a lot of the Indian diaspora coming in from Adelaide, Perth, and all
Yes.
that, and Melbourne.
We've got a, I think there's one chartered flight coming from Melbourne. There's also a bus coming down. Yeah, Modi Airways. There's Modi Express, which is a bus coming down from Brisbane.
That's going to come in.
It should arrive soon, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and a lot of people have already come in yesterday as well from
as well. Great,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Coming from New Zealand too, right?
Yeah,
Coming in from New Zealand also.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Great. I'll let you on get on with your jobs. I won't hold you. Let me go and see what's happening here. Come. Let's see. We are not going to intrude in your getting ready, but look at them. Lovely Odissi outfits and Bharatnatyam. So these are the performers. Ma'am, you're live on television. That's what it is. So you're all live. So why don't all of you come together? I see all of you dressed in different outfits.
Yes. Yeah.
So.
Welcome back. News coming in from Pakistan now, where the former federal minister and a politician of the Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf, Shireen Mazari, has now left the party. She's also quit her political career. This comes a day after she was arrested for what the PTI claimed was a fifth time, even as what the PTI says is persecution of Imran Khan and the leaders of the party. Listen in to what Shireen Mazari had to say when she made this decision.
अरेस्ट रिहाई के अबडक्शन रिहाई के प्रोसेस के थ्रू मेरी सेहत के हवाले से और जो आजमाइश मेरी बच्ची ने ईमान ने ख़ास तौर पे मेरी वजह से इस पे गुजरना पड़ा, इस वजह से सेहत और ये आजमाइश जो मेरी बच्ची को हुई, और मैंने जेल में अडियाला में इसकी वीडियो भी देखी जिधर वो इतना रो रही थी जब मुझे तीसरी दफ़ा लेके गए हैं इधर से पंजाब पुलिस वाले। मैंने ये फैसला किया है कि मैं एक्टिव पॉलिटिक्स छोड़ रही हूँ, और ये भी मैं कहना चाहती हूँ कि आज से मैं पीटीआई या किसी भी सियासी जमात का हिस्सा नहीं होंगी, क्योंकि मैंने सबसे पहले अपनी फैमिली, बिलखसूस अपनी माँ और अपने बच्चों का, क्योंकि आपको भी पता होगा कि मेरे हस्बैंड की 5 महीने हुए हैं उनकी डेथ को, तो मेरे बच्चों की आई एम नाउ दी ओनली पेरेंट।
Shireen Mazari there confirming that not only is she quitting politics, but she's also ending all ties with Imran Khan and his party. She also in that news briefing came out and said that it's unfortunate that Imran Khan has forgotten about the people who are fighting for his cause. Abhishek, my colleague, now joining us, getting us more details. Abhishek, how big a blow is this for Imran Khan?
This is a huge blow because Shireen Mazari happens to be the second line or second ring leader of PTI after Imran Khan. And the irony is that in the last week, at least ever since that 9th May of event that, ushered in a lot of chaos across Pakistan, where army establishment came under attack from angry protesters from PTI. There has been a few of, resignation coming from various parties, senior parties. In fact, a couple of days only, PTI minority wing leader Jai Prakash had announced to quit the party. Then Khyber Pakhtunkhwa's former minister Iqbal Wazir has also left the party. There are other leaders who have been at the ministerial post during Imran Khan's tenure as the Prime Minister. They have also left. Quraishi Saab, who happens to be the former Foreign Minister of Pakistan, and he's a very senior leader, close aide of Imran Khan. He is also doing a PC, a press conference in a few minutes from now. So, there is a speculation that he may also announce some radical decisions, but still not clear. So clearly, Imran Khan, one has to, speculate whether it is coming because of the coercion tactics from the army and the police administration on various leaders, because Mazari has also said that the way police has been harassing her and the way she's been in and out of prison, this is kind of broken her family and she's shattered, and probably this is one of the reasons why she is deciding to quit the politics and quit PTI as well. So we'll have to see whether such tactics will continue to push more PTI leaders away from Imran Khan. Will there be some back-channel talks, or is it just a psyop by the political dispensation right now to create a pressure on Imran Khan to seize something in order to create some sort of balance in the political social scenario, which is kind of in turmoil in Pakistan right now.
And it'll be interesting to see whether Imran Khan actually goes back on the heavy rhetoric that he's been using against the army. Even today he came out and said that everyone knows that it's the Pakistani army that calls the shots. The Prime Minister is a mere puppet. As we see many more leaders deserting the party, it'll be interesting to see if Imran Khan tones down.
Very well, we have seen Imran Khan, directing his anger, his outrage, his criticism, everything towards his army of Pakistan mostly, and the political dispensation that is led by Shahbaz Sharif right now. He has said that he is just a puppet. Either he's being controlled by Nawaz Sharif, who is sitting in London, and the whole country is being run by some London plan, as per the London plan, or at most in country he is ruled or he is directed by the army chief, General Asim Munir. So clearly, he has said that Shahbaz Sharif is not in control of the government, and he is just following the dictates that is coming from army or the political bosses of sitting in London. So, and now when he said that there can be some negotiation to end this turmoil in Pakistan, he has said that Shahbaz Sharif is not the right person to whom he can talk. He said that army persons are calling the shots in Pakistan. They are running the show. And they have the power, so if there has to be any talk or any, back-channel diplomacy between the two sides, it has to be from the army. In a way, Imran Khan is making Shahbaz Sharif irrelevant, asking army personnel or senior army leadership to come forward, which of course will not be, because army would never accept the fact that they have the real power in Pakistan. They would always like to be a shadow government in Pakistan. They would not come forward, at least for the sake of their own, corruption, that they are actually ruling the entire country, and
yes.
The political dispensation is just a puppet government.
Yes, and interestingly, today is the day when Imran Khan was back in court, and he did get some relief until the 8th of June. But politically, it looks like it's one setback after another. Do keep an eye out on what transpires as far as Shah Mahmood Qureshi's briefing is concerned. But for the moment, thank you so much. Moving on now, days after the Reserve Bank of India withdrew the 2,000 rupee note from circulation, the exchange and deposit of these notes has now begun. The facility of exchange is up to a limit of 20,000 rupees at one time. This will be allowed without obtaining any requisition slip or identity proof. The notes can be deposited in bank accounts or exchanged until the 30th of September. Meanwhile, there is a plea challenging the RBI notification. The Delhi court has reserved its order on that. But during that hearing, the RBI told the court that this is not a demonetization situation. It is, in fact, just a statutory exercise to manage currency better. We heard what the RBI governor had to say when he allayed fears. CNN News 18 also did a status check of what's transpiring at banks across the country. Take a look.
Let me at the outset clarify, and let me sort of re-emphasize that it's a part of the currency management operations of the Reserve Bank. According to Section 27 of the RBI Act, the Reserve Bank is required to not issue notes which are excessively soiled, defaced or damaged. Under that section, for a long time, the Reserve Bank has been following what is called a clean note policy. Therefore, from time to time, Reserve Bank withdraws currency notes of particular series and issues fresh notes. So this time, we are therefore withdrawing it from circulation, these 2,000 rupee notes, but they continue as legal tender.
Well, today onwards, all the banks will start accepting 2,000 rupee notes. We see there's not much chaos outside any of the banks. We're here at Fort, which is a bank street. There are various banks here. But today, there's no rush. Howsoever, there are few people who are coming in to these banks wherein they want to exchange their notes that they have with them. Is there any kind of a rush anywhere in any banks?
Absolutely
or
no
it's
rush,
a smooth process?
No panic. Everybody knows, and lot of time is given up to 30th September.
And since I am withdrawing cash from the bank, since 1 year, banks are not issuing any notes, 2000 rupees notes. So people are having very few quantity of 2000 notes.
There are very few people who are coming in. There's not too much queue inside banks. Banks have also given this option of having a kiosk. This is basically where you see that you deposit bank. These are ATM machines. So now in these kiosk kind of machines, what's in fact being seen is that those who want to deposit their money and put that 2000 directly inside their bank account can also be done. So here there are two options that are being given to people. That is, one, they can exchange their notes and get currency in return, that is in lower denomination, be it 200 or 500. And the other option is to deposit that money directly in their accounts, which is being done through the kiosk facility.
Welcome everyone. Thanks a lot for staying with us. You're watching Plain Speak with me, Shivani Gupta. India is all set to get a new parliament. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be inaugurating the new building on May 28. But Congress has launched a continuous attack on not just the building itself, the project itself, but also now the event planned around it. The Grand Old Party has slammed the Narendra Modi-led government for not inviting President Draupadi Murmu for the inauguration event. They claim the president is the head of parliament, and by not inviting her, the BJP has insulted the position itself. The BJP were quick to respond and slam the Congress for raking controversies where none exist. In fact, they've even turned history pages and showed how this is not the first time that a Prime Minister is doing the honours. We'll get you more on that in just a bit. So after first questioning the need for a new parliament despite pushing for it in UPA tenure, to now attacking the Modi-led government on protocol, are any of these questions really about propriety, or is it just needless politics? We'll take that question to our guests in just a bit. It's been a few days of exchange of some very caustic jibes at each other from both the Congress and the BJP. Remember, the Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge himself has hit out at the BJP saying that President Murmu has not been invited for this inauguration ceremony. BJP's response has been that President is the head of state, but PM is the head of government. Congress has alleged that President Murmu was elected only for electoral reason. BJP hit back saying the Prime Minister leads the parliament on behalf of the government, so there's nothing wrong with the decision of him doing the honours. The Congress has also charged that Modi government has repeatedly disrespected propriety, to which BJP again reminded that President is not a member of either house. The Prime Minister is, and therefore the Prime Minister is doing the inauguration. Congress has said that President represents government, opposition and every citizen alike, and therefore should head such an event. The BJP says Congress has a habit of raking up issues where none exist. Remember, Mallikarjun Kharge had also said that President's office has been reduced to mere tokenism under the BJP government. The BJP reminded the Congress that Lok Sabha Speaker himself has extended this invitation to the Prime Minister, so there should be no issue. Barbs aside, is this the first time a PM is inaugurating the Parliament? Well, given that our Parliament is actually pre-independent era, technically the Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be the first PM to do so when the new building is inaugurated. But there have been annexes and additions to the current Parliament building that have been opened by a Prime Minister in the past and not the President. The BJP has been quick to remind the Congress of its own history. For example, in 1975, Indira Gandhi inaugurated Parliament House Annex. In 1981, in fact, she was also the one who inaugurated the new Maharashtra Assembly building. Now, obviously, she wasn't a member of the Maharashtra Assembly. While in 1987, Rajiv Gandhi, former Prime Minister, was the one who laid the foundation stone for Parliament Library building. So, as I mentioned, not the first time that the Prime Minister is doing the honours, which leads us to a big question for debate number 1 on Plain Speak today. As far as this entire fracas around the new Parliament inauguration event is concerned, is it truly a question of propriety that Congress is raising, or is it mere politics?
Honorable President, who is the head of the Parliament,
should be requested by the government to inaugurate. The Prime Minister, Honorable Prime Minister, has every right to be there. We are only pointing out to what is constitutionally correct.
जहाँ तक मुझे याद आता है 75 87 की 15 अगस्त 87 में राजीव जी जब